Hey! And welcome to Beyond Fear to Freedom podcast. I'm Debbie G, and you are?
Sheridan.
And we're so glad that you're joining us. So the question is, why do we do this?
Why do we do this?
Well, would you tell us why we do what we do?
It's my job.
Okay, but more stuff.
Okay. People want to know what we talk about on Fridays, what it is we actually do. At BFF, we talk about real people, real life, and real talk.
Real talk. Real life issues.
Yeah.
Okay.
For real.
Sorry
Okay.
about that. I was not on my game for
real,
this.
girl.
Okay, great. So the thing is like we had, we just got done celebrating Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And I am wearing my stretch pants.
Party pants!
Because I had so many like desserts. And you?
Yes, when I went up to Utah, I packed party pants because I knew I was going to eat like a crazy person.
And so we don't know what your Thanksgiving was like. Your Thanksgiving would have been maybe with a whole bunch of family, maybe with some friends, or maybe you were just hanging out by yourself. Because I think we've all been there. I remember when I was living out of state and I didn't have no family. And if it wasn't for people who invited me in, I would be by myself on those holidays. So one of the things that Dennis and I do is every year for the holidays, we open our home and we invite friends into our home. But this year was a little bit more special.
That was special. It was special.
Do you know why?
Because, no. You got to talk about the tree, though.
I'll talk about the tree in a minute. Okay. This is my
because your family?
My niece and nephew are living here now, and I've never had like that kind of family be a part of our holidays.
Oh, wait, did the second niece come over?
She's visiting.
She just got here.
She's visiting.
Oh, okay.
She's visiting and checking out houses, but she's moving here in July. So before we get into the tree, I just want to say this is an answer to prayer for like the last 10 years. I've been praying and praying that the Lord would allow, because we have some history. And so the only way we can, and I'm healthy now, and it took a long time to get healthy. It was the first one to get healthy in my family. And so I want my family to experience that healthiness.
Yes.
And so for them to move here, this is something I've been praying for a long time. So
great.
Doing what we do, I get to see a lot of other people come to experience health and wellness in the Lord and His joy. But now God is allowing me to see that for myself and my own
and your family. That's it. It's so different. It's such a great. It's so fun to watch. It's so fun to be a part of. That you see it watched and happen at all these other people around you, but to have it in your own personal circle like that is just incredible.
I'm so excited about that.
Incredible.
Okay, so I squirreled. So let me go back to the tree.
Do you want to rewind?
No, wait. Okay. So I don't know about you, but when I was like trying to even learn how to think about why I did the things that I did, everything was like, why can't you just stop it?
For real.
Just stop it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't just stop drinking. I can't stop acting sarcastic.
Or you did, but just maybe for a little bit, because you can't.
Well,
Keep it going.
even in my head, I said, that's just who I can't stop it. Even though I may have wanted to, it's just like I had this inner voice that was telling me, you can't stop. And so it used to drive me crazy. And the goodness of God has basically shown me that I need information. Once I have knowledge, then I have some ability to move forward. So we at BFF talk about this here tree, because we believe that we didn't just wake up one day being like super sarcastic. It didn't. It came from somewhere, okay?
It's true.
It's true, okay? And so one of the things that I have come to understand with this tree, which we love this tree, is that we have roots, right? We just don't start acting out. There's something happens. So we look at these roots that are our triggers. The ones that we look at for BFF are injustices, generational patterns, curses and assignments, and open door sin. So injustices are like, listen, I have two brothers who commit suicide. I had no say-so in that. No. That's an injustice. So anything that happens to you that you don't get a say-so, that's an injustice. Generational patterns. You want to share some of yours?
Fear, perfectionism, codependency, insecurity.
There goes her voice. to this other person. I can't talk about it right, so I'll go into the southern person. Okay, so we got that from you.
Yes.
And for us, it was like a lot of rage, a lot of angry attitudes, addiction. So listen, generation, gossip, bro.
Depression. That was a big one.
For you?
Yeah, big time.
I think it's because you had so many expectations laid on you that you really couldn't meet them like logically. So
Right.
you become depressed.
Right.
So I think, okay. Curses and assignments. You fat, you stupid, you ugly, ain't gonna amount to nothing. No one's gonna love you. You'll always be an addict. No, yeah, you're gonna be alone the rest of your life. That's a lie.
That is a lie.
But we hear it and we start that voice that was inside of my head that said, you ain't gonna make it. No, you're just always gonna be this way. That's a lie, and I needed to learn that was a lie.
Amen.
And start walking in truth. Amen.
Amen.
And open door sin. Spieling.
know.
We be spieling.
Don't be spilling that car.
Okay, so spieling is stealing a car because you need a ride, and then you peel off. So you know it's wrong to steal somebody's car, but you go in there and you jack that sucker up and you take off in it. That's all wrong. But it leads to stuff, and it leads to the behaviors that we were talking about.
Yes.
And so we are finishing up this Friday our final lesson on the opposite of fear, which is
Faith
Good.
and obedience.
faith and obedience. We're going to be talking about that. And it's hard to have those things when you're just starting out to understand your behavior patterns because it's overwhelming. The wonderful thing about BFF is that we get into these small communities and we start sharing our stories, and then you don't feel alone because let me tell you, the evil one wants you to think you're by yourself. You're
real.
the only one that's dealing with this.
For real.
That's a lie from the pit of hell.
That is a lie.
Yeah, the word even says, ain't nothing that you're going through that somebody else hasn't gone through.
Yep.
So let's get together and help each other be the best version of ourselves. eh?
Amen. Amen.
So that's what we do. We want you to be there. Okay, so
We want y'all to interact with us. So post any questions or comments or like us because we like you.
she may
Right
like
down
you,
my-
but I am hard to get through sometimes. No, I do like you.
She
I would
does,
like
yeah,
you to
she's
like
lying to you right now.
I'm lying to you. Why do I lie? I don't know.
Well, let's look at the
It's our
tree.
wall. Let me look at that tree. It is called, what is that called? I don't know. It's in there somewhere, I'm sure it is. Maybe it's shame or pride. I don't know what it is. Anyway, yes, we would love for you to kind of like share with us, what you're thinking about this, and also share the message. I'm sure that there's somebody in your life that you know of that needs to hear you are not
Amen.
alone. You are not alone.
Amen.
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 Okay, so Thanksgiving, I went sideways for a little bit.
That's
We started
okay.
talking about Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So we opened up our home to anyone from BFF, or basically anyone that we know that didn't have a place to go. Because, like I said, I was there not having a place to go to, and if it wasn't for people who opened their homes, I would have no place to go. I would be by myself, and it feels weird going to somebody else's house, instead of being with your family, which actually has turned out to be one of the most beneficial things that
Yeah.
I've ever experienced. So we had 20 people show up at our house, which was awesome.
fun.
Nieces and nephew was there, which was really, really great. So we had just people from all over the board were there, and it was a wonderful, wonderful time. The great thing about it is there was no drinking. There was no yelling. Everyone just kind of, and not everyone believes the same way that
Right.
we do, but everyone just got along and had a beautiful time. And then afterwards, we went to a dear friends of ours' home. We have been doing this for 5 years, and we didn't know the people they had invited 5 years ago. They were new to us, but they have, over the last 5 years, become like family to us. So shout out to Lee and inviting us to your place.
Whoop, whoop.
And how about you?
Well, I went up to Utah to my brothers, and I had another brother from Denver drive over, and so spent it with them.
And what did you do? You know what? She Marco Polo'd me. Guess where she was at? At the gym. At the gym.
Well, yeah. Okay, first of all, it's snowing up there. I don't do snow.
I know, it's bad.
I live in the desert, and I'm like, I want to go home. I didn't pack any clothes for this. I don't have any clothes for this stuff.
And then she was eating on Marco Polo. And I said, what is that? It looks like meatloaf. And she goes, oh no, it's pumpkin pie. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing? So
You eat pumpkin pie for breakfast,
this girl
lunch,
eats
and
pumpkin
dinner.
pie. But you have a wonderful time.
I did. I love my siblings. Our relationship has not always been so pure and authentic. And my transformation and my change has had those relationships be reconciled and restored to pure and wonderful things, and it's just incredible. I had a brother last year that I was at Thanksgiving last year with another brother. There's a bunch of them, and he told me, he said, "What happened to you? Mm-hmm. What happened to you? Because you are not the same person. And I need you to tell me what happened
Amen.
to you." And to have my family members, even recognize the change is just.
It's so cool.
It's incredible.
Because now we're the healthier version of us, mm-hmm. right? We're not this adapted version to our circumstances.
Yeah.
We're learning how to live healthy and be an authentic community. And for your brother to say that, and then for my nieces and nephews to say, we need to be with you because we see your life and we want that.
Yes.
So what an incredible gift and an encouragement to each one of us to fight the good fight of faith, right?
Amen.
Amen.
It wasn't easy though.
So, okay. So what does really community mean? And we have to pop through here because we want to do a short version of this. To you being in a new community, mm-hmm. because before we were in this community that helped us to basically just barely survive.
For real.
We never,
sign off on all of our.
We didn't
whatever
thrive.
We wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. They kind of let us do stuff, or
Yeah.
they pushed us away.
Yeah.
So now that we're in this community of believers and healthy living,
Mm-hmm.
We have to learn how to live in that. So if you're new to our community, we want you just the way you are. Even if you're not, we want you just the way you are. Because one of the things that we see is that if we're in authentic community, we easily start growing. It's just part of what happens. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I think is so important is for people to understand that we need to trust the process.
Yes.
It's not a quick get fixed thing. It's a process.
And you don't have to wait to be cleaned up to come. You just show up as you are, and then we'll do it together. Yes.
Yeah, because we ain't right either. We got a new website that's coming up, and you should see the pictures they're putting of us. It's like, we're not those kind of leaders that are like, we're more like.
Oh my goodness.
So we're so grateful that you joined us today. We hope that you come and visit us at our Phoenix location or our Mesa location. Look us up on the web. Look us up on Facebook, Beyond Fear to Freedom. .org for the web, Beyond Fear to Freedom for the Facebook page. We meet at Central Phoenix, 5:30, doors open with food at Phoenix and in Mesa. Our last event for the year is December 13th, which is our big family outreach. So if you want to just bring the family, bring the kids, and just hang out and start learning how to do new, healthy family traditions, that is all about.
Yes, and the address is on our page on Facebook and our website.
Yeah. So, hey, thanks for stopping in and hanging out with us today. We are Beyond Fear to Freedom, and we'd love for you to check us out and hang out with us. God bless.
Bye,
See you
y'all.
later.